Hello, water signs. This is going to be your water trine elemental for June 2019. This is a general reading, and the messages will not resonate with everyone. Please make sure that you take a look at the other elementals that will represent either your rising sign or your moon sign, and that story may resonate more with you. If you would like a personal reading, you can simply click on the I right there in the corner. That'll take you directly over to the website. I have several packages there. If you do decide to go over, please sign up for the free newsletter. This is where I make announcements on things like I had to cancel my open discussion due to some equipment oversight. And also, my website was down last night, and so I had to send out a mailer for that. People were having issues logging in, and the website actually went down. So it's back up this morning. So that's why I say sign up for the newsletter. Yeah, there's some articles there that you can also read. We're going to get directly into the reading. I cannot believe we're already moving into the second week of June 2019. That is absolutely crazy. We're at the halfway point to 2020. Big year. 2020 is going to be a big year. 2020, 2021. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Prisma Visions Tarot today. I have several different clarifiers here, but I'm not exactly sure which ones I'll be using. So we will see what happens when I lay the cards. I will give you the impression. I will give you the in-depth meanings. Then I'll read the actual meanings of the cards to you, and then we'll go from there. So I've already done some meditation and shuffling on your sign. I just want to put one more good rifle on these, and then you'll get an opportunity to end the reading by formulating a question for the angel answer cards, okay? The readings have been very interesting thus far. I've already done the, what do you call it? Water and the air. I do know I'm doing water right now. I think I've done the fire and the air. Okay. Here we go. The Queen of Cups, the Queen of Chalices. Now I know sometimes you guys are like, they don't have nothing to do with me. Just it's not always based upon your sign. This could be the quality of time that you are experiencing, because time always has a quality. Or it can be the energy surrounding the situation, okay? The Three of Wands. Now, this Three of Wands has come out thus far in every reading. The Strength card. Well, that could be a timing. The timing of Leo. So late July to early August. Mid-August, sorry. Oh my goodness. The Gift has come out. Now, this deck has this extra card. Okay, this is like the wild card of the deck. Wow. And if you notice, there's a key there. Now, what are keys? Keys can either hide things by locking them away, or keys can reveal things by opening doors. But keys also convey a sense of responsibility, something important. That's why you jailer keys, bailiff keys, keys to a house, keys to a car, something important. The King of Cups. Oh, isn't that interesting? Now, oh wait, this is water, isn't it? So that is you. Okay. Well, so maybe I'm looking at a couple now. But as I always tell you, one person can embody two different aspects, both the masculine and the feminine, regardless of whether you are heterosexual or you are gay. Or what is the term now? LGBTQ. Here in Corpus where I live, they had a festival. It was LGBTQIA. I'm like, oh my God, how many more letters are they going to stick on that? And I don't even know what the IA stands for. Anyway, Seven of Swords. Oh, wow. Knight of Cups. Wow. Now, knights always represent an event for me. It's precipitated by some kind of news or message, but whatever that news or that message is, it is a driving force of an event. Okay? It is what makes something happen. Six of Wands. And the Seven of Cups. Now, I only have one major arcana card here. I have two wands. 1, 2, 3, 4 cups. No, I have one major arcana. This is not a major arcana card. I have the strength card. So, two wands, one major arcana, 1, 2, 3, 4 cup cards. What is and a swords? Oh my goodness. It is a 3. The 3 of swords. Can you see that? I want you to notice something here. These cards typically tell a story, and let me show you what I mean. If we take the court cards, see how when you place them together, they make a full picture? See that? But look. And in this card, there's the snake. See the different cups? Now, 2 sevens say that self-confidence issues may cause problems in the relationship or issues in the relationship. 2 sevens also warn of false friends. Something happens here, and this King of Cups, this King of Chalices, is the impetus because he falls in the center of the spread. Here's the 3, and then suddenly we get 3 more wands. Now, normally, traditionally, the 6 of Wands is a card of victory. It means that there's some kind of conflict or struggle that has occurred, but you have now overcome that in a way, okay? But there's some kind of confusion here between you and this King of Cups. Now, I don't know necessarily, as I say, that this is typically, when they show up the court cards together, what we're looking at is either a couple, okay? Again, it can be the two different aspects of yourself. You know, maybe you're feeling all emotional, but you got to get your emotions in control, okay? But it also tells me that I have a knight here. So it tells me as well that there's at least 3 people in this situation. Here's our 3 of swords. If I want to add this into the reading, 2 threes tell of a small but pleasant surprise. But 2 threes also speak to, now I just read this and I don't know why I can't keep it straight. Hold on one second. I can't keep it straight because I got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Let me close this down. Two threes. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Also say one of you are craving more change and excitement. And I do feel some of you have been questioning whether or not the person may be cheating or doing something behind your back. Yes. Now, perhaps some of you have been dreading that news because you don't want the situation. You really don't want to know. But remember, I said keys can open doors and liberate you in a way that perhaps maybe you didn't think possible. The strength card here, which represents the sign of Leo. Leo is ruled by the sun. That's the masculine principle. But what it also says is that what does the sun do? It illuminates things for you. Once you can see something clearly, that may give you the strength to do whatever it is that you need to do, right? But strength is also the card of simply conquering your fears, controlling your anger, whatever it is that you need to do so that you can move through a situation either figuratively or metaphorically. So I cannot take a look at these three court cards, nor can I look at these two cards. But what I'm going to do is look at the Three of Wands, Seven of Swords, Six of Wands, Seven of Chalices, Three of Swords as they relate to the Strength card. Now I can't look at it as the gift card because this is a different deck from where I usually bring you these interpretations. So let's take a look. The Three of Wands. What are you doing, Leo? Leo, what's the matter? Huh? Okay, whatever. The Three of Wands. What did I give you? The two threes? I haven't given you the meaning of the two sevens yet because there's two different meanings of the... Now, Three of Wands with the Strength card is a message of encouragement as eventually you will benefit from all of your past efforts. Keep going as you will reap better than expected rewards. Now, I don't know what that means. Okay, I don't know what that means. Seven of Swords. Next to another seven. Yeah, two sevens are false friends. Two sevens. When the Seven of Swords appears next to a seven of any other suit, let me put it that way, it is an indication that huge life changes are about to take place in your life. It is a strong indication that you have reached an important point in your life and change is inevitable. It tells of starting over under new or different circumstances. New favorable conditions abound. Now, this don't mean that everything's going to be hunky-dory, that if this is an idea about whether or not someone's cheating on you or maybe you've been thinking about divorcing someone or whatever the case, it doesn't mean that things are going to go back to the way they were before because obviously they can't, right? It just says that new favorable conditions abound. It tells of starting over under new or different circumstances. Please bear that in mind. Let me go back. The false friends, the two sevens. I think I did give you the correct interpretation of that, where it says that self-confidence issues, okay, or inequality. Six of Wands. Nothing about the Six of Wands. And now the Seven of Cups. Nothing about the Seven of Cups. And let me take a look at the Three of Swords here, okay? Because this is our advice or what is hanging over the whole reading, that energy that's hanging over the whole reading. Nothing. So, let's go to the cards. Here's my book. The Queen of Chalices. Feelings are often discounted as too, okay, I'm going to say and changeable. Yet it is their endless malleability that gives them their fluid power. They can take out any form, still charged with the power of the mighty subconscious. They are the surging forces within our beings that make us strong. When you draw the Queen of Chalices, it is time to tune in with the feelings at bay. Trust your intuition. Reach out to others and find what makes them thrive and delight. Remember, because one of you may be craving more change. Maybe this is the idea that the relationship has gotten kind of dull. I don't know. After the initial whoosh of intensity, thoughtful maintenance is required to keep a fire burning. Painstaking placement of the kindling will nurture the flames into longevity. So too must an incipient vision be fed and sustained. Your idea is starting to catch, but do not rage into a blaze or douse yourself with unnecessary doubt or dismay. Small victories and careful progress suggest that you are succeeding. Remember, I said this could be the idea that this might be you as well, trying to balance out the two sides of yourself. The Strength card is an 8. I don't know why. I love this deck. I don't know why this guy has such big language in here. It's easy to slink away from a tough situation, but it takes real strength to surmount one's obstacles and press on. It is possible to be indomitable. By being resolute through difficult times and sustaining a strong, impenetrable core, you can forge on indefinitely, constantly renewing your horizons. Do not be afraid, as fear is the mind killer. You need only to believe yourself unconquerable for it to be so. In other words, I will not let this defeat me. Now, here is the gift card. After slogging your way through murky waters, sometimes a passage out can appear out of nowhere. This sudden solution is a gift from the universe, one not to be taken lightly. It may be within you, a lucid epiphany brightening your path, or it may take the form of a person or thing dropped unexpectedly into your lap. Whatever it is, trust it, embrace it, and let it work its magic in your life. Now here's this King of Chalices. Now this could be very well that maybe at one point this person was like the gift to you, but I feel the situation has changed for some of you. See, look, even this Three of Wands with the 6 gives me 9 wands. And in effect, that kind of tells me that there's been some kind of battle or serious obstacle that has been overcome. And right now, it's a resting phase. King of Cups. And maybe what you should be doing during this resting phase is trying to regather your forces and your strength, because you may have to get back into the battle. The king is all about reining in the emotions. Recognizing to their true power, The king carves out channels for them to flow in advantageous, intentional ways. Shepherd of the rolling river, he is a master of its destiny and it lends its churning strength to his designs. By harnessing your emotions, you become lord of your own experience, directing the formless energy into hale, corporeal creation. Now, in a way, that's kind of what this is telling me because there's this sea monster in the water. See it? But look, he's way up. He's rising above that. Seven of Swords. Oh, the swords, the swords, the swords. Sometimes it is best to cut your losses. Words may remain unspoken, but the feelings that drive them will not be dispelled. Eventually, your true thoughts will become clear, and you don't necessarily need to be around when this takes place. I like that. This will isolate you, and you may spend many icy evenings in the wilderness enduring a bleak existence. Ask yourself if cutting ties is worth this lonely lifestyle. You have a right to speak your mind, and when you are forthcoming and strong, you will never need to cloak your true feelings. This is so true. A lot of times we are afraid to speak our true feelings and thoughts to people for fear that they will reject us. But as I always say, rejection sometimes is heaven's protection. You know, I know for me, I don't like to, that word closure. Um, some people never achieve it. Some people hang on. And then for me, I like to just get my shit out on the table. I want to end that so that I can break that energy and move on. That can be difficult for some people. But I think it is worth a try. And then sometimes, as the card says, there ain't shit left to be said. Vote with your feet. Knight of Chalices. Unfettered emotion is a powerful thing. Knowing no barriers, no painful ends, it marauds on endlessly, deaf to diminishing voices. Cavalier devotion to matters of the heart can often lead to a swift dethroning. But at the apogee of your quixotic journey, see what I'm saying? This is like too damn wordy. Have no fear of the imminent plunge. Mount your furiously swirling emotions and ride them to an end. So, I mean, if you are upset or angry or you feel betrayed, feel that, but don't allow that to keep you stuck in one place. You know what I mean? Feel it so that you can write it out and then keep it moving. 6 of Wands. Do you know necessarily how that's going to go? It might be a whole bunch of confusion at the end. But, eventually, like the card says, you don't really necessarily have to stick around to work through those feelings or have somebody stick around. Okay? You know how some of them people just want to talk shit to death? Sometimes, like I said, there's nothing left to be said. Okay. Six of Wands. Fighting for your vision can be a worthy but exhausting endeavor. If you do not take the time to appreciate how far you've come, you may very well burn out before you reach the final culmination of your vision. As you inexorably, I can't even talk this morning, float toward the next set of difficulties, pause in the present moment and take in all the beauty around you. You have accomplished much, and you have been granted a brief view of the Elysium that awaits you at the end of your journey. In other words, look at this for the value of experience. What did you learn? And whatever it is you have learned with that value of experience, even if it's been painful, you got the value of experience under your belt. You can move through this. Now you know what not to do going forward. 7 of Chalices. And sometimes that's hard. Sometimes you literally cannot see the positive in something. The 7 warns of overindulgence. abusing sensual pleasures, not for their own sake, but to distract us from a more pressing matter. By allowing ourselves to be deceived, we deaden ourselves to our problems. It is a way to seclude ourselves from a harsh, embattled world. But dwelling too long in fantasy will leave us vulnerable to very real issues that will not go away if we ignore them. In other words, you may be trying to, you know, sweeten the honey pot or pretend like everything's okay. You can do that, but ultimately that's to your detriment. Sometimes you have to tackle things head on, and it can be difficult sometimes to actually want to accept the truth. Here's the Three of Swords. This card is a stark warning that even the swiftest animal can be brought down by treachery. It may be possible that you plan to wield the sword yourself. If this is true, know your actions irreparably shape the world that you live in. In other words, if you take this critter out, you are responsible for the taking out of this critter, right? Underneath that is the Nine of Swords. I feel that some of you feel stabbed in the back. I think some of you want to get revenge. Think about that for a moment. A cruel card. The Nine of Swords depicts sorrow so great it leaves the martyr numb to the onslaught of forthcoming pain. I'm going to read that again. A cruel card. The Nine of Swords depicts sorrow so great that it leaves the martyr numb to the onslaught of forthcoming pain. And if you are feeling all martyred in this situation, think again. Fear cripples, leaving him, the figure in the card, vulnerable to a swift destruction. But take heed from his paralysis. Though the situation is grave, it is your own passivity that ensures your ruin. If you find yourself overwhelmed by hopelessness and despair, do not respond like this hapless figure. Face your fears with valor and dignity, trusting that your enemy will be overcome. And I think for many of you, you either fear that this person is about to leave, or maybe you are fearful of leaving. Maybe you're trying to salvage some that don't need to be damn salvaged. Okay? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I have a Gemini moon, and I am able to quite quickly divorce myself from my emotions. Now, I don't know if that's good or bad. I had a guy tell me one time that scared the shit out of him because he didn't know, but that was his problem, not mine. And so what did that mean? That meant we weren't supposed to be together anyway. So, I'm going to take a look at these two sevens. Actually, let me put those down. Those are my playing cards. My old playing cards, the blue ones, told me that they wanted to take a vacation. So I probably won't touch them until end of the year, next year. I want to take a look at this with the Lenormands. The Seven of Swords. I think some of you are overwhelmed at the moment, or at least that's the way you feel, overwhelmed. It feels like that kind of deep grief or shock. One minute you're okay, and the next minute you're crying. I don't know. Maybe you're going through the change. Maybe it's menopause. I don't know. Conversazione on the Seven of Swords. Lies. Fideltà. Those pleasant conversations with a close friend, with the Wheel of Fortune. Now that is a weird set of cards to come to land on that Seven of Swords. Maybe this is saying that in small chit chat with a friend, you discover some kind of deception. You know what I mean? Just by chance. Maybe that's what that's telling me. It falls from the sky, like literally. Something coming to light. that epiphany. Let's take a look at the Seven of Cups. Messaggeri. L'amante male. There it is, the giovane fanciulla. Now, look. I don't know if this is the situation in which you find out through a friend purely by accident that there's a new female in the photo, whether you are same-sex or heterosexual, whomever is going to take the role of the female in the same-sex relationship. And maybe you don't know how to feel about that. Maybe some of you are fantasizing that you're going to be the new female in the situation. Again, there's a third person there. Maybe the news comes. I don't know. This can't be true for everybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull cards on this gift. Because this looks like if it's not something romantic or marriage-wise, there's a lot of water here. So this tells me there's a lot of emotions. What is the gift? There you are, the Donna Maritata, the woman with children. Well, my friends, there's our third party. This guy is supposed to, and sometimes I've seen this combination show up where it's like the other woman is actually doing you a favor in some way. And maybe that's the epiphany. Maybe the entrance into her life and your relationship shows you what you need to see. Wow. Well, formulate your question for the angel answer cards. Maybe you're feeling martyred at the moment. But don't. Martyr energy does no one any good. You know, you're not the only person has gone through a divorce or separation or somebody who's cheated on you. So don't hold yourself out to be like, oh my God, how could this? That's a question, yes. But look at what the person's doing to me. The person ain't doing shit to you, except showing you who they are or who you thought they were. But you also have to remember sometimes that people grow apart. One of you may be craving a change. I don't know which one. Okay? And what that's clearly showing you is that you guys no longer have a common interest. So if you don't like that situation, change it. You ready? And if your trust has been broken, I don't know. Some people can overcome that and some people can't. Know which person you are. And whichever person you are, accept it. If you're going to forgive it, then you can't be throwing the shit up in somebody's face every time there's a disagreement. If you can't accept it, recognize it and be about I can't accept it and don't stay. I know it's easier said than done, but I think you get the gist. Here's your question, your card. Now, I don't want nobody emailing me talking about, but your card said forgiveness and I forgave him, but it's so hard. No, I'm not telling you what to do. I want you to listen to what the card says, though. So don't be emailing me with that. Forgiveness works miracles. When you release the past, a weight is lifted from your shoulders and a sense of freedom washes over you. Ask your angels to help you let go of sadness or pain caused by others so that you can be free. But this card can also refer to a need for self forgiveness. It is time to let go of any guilt you are holding on to regarding past mistakes you may have made. Give yourself credit for having tried your best, even if the results weren't what you would have liked. Focus on the changes you have made or can make since then focus on the changes you have made since then that have made you a better person, or focus on the changes that you could make that's going to make you a better. That is the power of experience. That's what I have for you, water signs, for June 2019. I hope those messages help, and until next time, namaste.